For those of you who are doing a styrofoam shower pan, such as a Kerdi, a Weddy, Custom EPS, any of those shower pans, and you're doing it on a concrete floor, and you need to know how far down below the concrete floor you need to cut your riser pipe, this video is for you. Hey YouTube, it's Danny here. And it's been a while since I made a video, but I figured now's the time. So I'm going to turn you around and let you see what we're working on today. This is the downstairs bathroom, the main bathroom for the house. And it's quite large, as you can see. We got the walls done. We got the ceiling done. We got the fan in. We're going to have a little caged fan up there. This is going to be an iron pipe light that's going to work up this whole wall. And the vanity, the sink. Right now I got a mess. This is the shower pan for this gigantic shower we got here. And what I'm working on right now is I'm going to put my shower pan right here, and this mud box is going to be filled in with concrete. So what I got to determine right now is we've got a custom EPS shower pan from a company out of Canada. They made it specifically the size and the drain location that I wanted. And it's really reasonable price compared to some of the other foam-based shower pans. I'm not really proficient with mud pans, so you do what you know and you don't do what you don't know. So I didn't want to pay anybody to do it. It would have cost me more to pay somebody to come in and do a mud pan for me. I probably wouldn't have done it correctly. And yeah, so what I've got here is I've got my Schluter Kerdi drain, and I'm going to turn the camera off here and I'm going to put it on a tripod so I can talk and show you what I'm talking about. What we got here, I've got my Schluter drain, my Kerdi drain, and I know that my drain needs to sit on top of my foam pan, and I need to cut my pipe here far enough down so that when I put my coupler on, it sits on top of my pan, on top of the concrete, and fits right into there on top of the riser pipe coming out of the floor. So what I need to do, and also I've got a 4-inch coupler that will sit and around the outside edge of my Schluter drain. So it'll go around my pipe here. It'll sit flush with my concrete, and then my drain will go inside, and then it will sit on the riser pipe. So what I need to do is I need to determine the height that I need to cut this pipe so that everything fits right. I know that from the bottom of the drain, which is the top side of my pipe, down to the bottom, is not a measurement that's going to be exact for me. So what I need to determine is from the bottom of my pan to the notch inside, or that area where my riser pipe sits, I need to know that distance. When I measure, I'm 3 1/4 inches from the bottom of the flange to the bottom of the coupler that fits on top of my riser pipe. What I need to do is I need to determine what the distance is going to be from the bottom of my pan. So I measured my pan, I set this in there, I did a quick measurement, and it comes up to 2 inches. I called the company that I bought the pan from. They said it's 2 inches. What I'm going to do, because I'm figuring I'm going to do 1/8 of an inch of mortar, or 1/8 of an inch of thin set, and then 1/8 of an inch of thin set on top when I put my Kerdi membrane on, that's going to give me about an extra 1/4 of an inch. So I want to make my riser pipe, instead of 2 inches below the surface, I'm going to make it 1 3/4 inches, and that gives me 1/4 of an inch to play with. And that way my pipe's not too short. I would rather have it too long, because I can make an inside cutter go down and cut up if it's just too long and it doesn't work. So I'm going to make it 1 3/4 inches below the surface of my concrete. So I know my concrete is level. I've checked it everywhere. It sits really good. My level sits everywhere really nicely. There's no high spots. There's no, the concrete was poured really well. It's level. Everything fits nicely. So I'm not going to use any type of leveling on this floor. I'm going to put my thin set on. I'm going to set my shower pan right on top of it. So I'm going to measure from the bottom of my level, which would be the bottom of my subfloor, the top of my subfloor. I'm going to measure down 1.75 inches, and I'm going to mark my pipe. And that's where I'm going to cut my pipe off to set my pan. So while we'll set up the camera and let you watch this whole filling in the mortar bed and filling in the pipe, and I'll do some explanation on what I did so that you can see. I know that there's some YouTube videos out there about how to do this, but it doesn't give you any measurements. So I'm hoping that this could be a little easier to help you if you're setting a foam pan with a Schluter drain. So stay tuned. So I've mixed up first little bit of concrete. What I did is I put my 4-inch riser in, and I put my drain in so that I can make sure that my riser is centered exactly where I want it. So after I lay my shower pan in, and then I go to put my drain in, it fits. It's not gonna be off centered, and therefore not go into the riser. So I've got that set. And I've got my concrete in, my riser, my piece of pipe there is just a little bit above the surface, so I can push that down, and I can make sure that it sits level all the way around. And now I know that it's centered, and I know that it's right where I want it to be. My shower pan or my drain fits in there nicely. So now I can take it off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cover up my my riser pipe to make sure that I don't get anything in there, just in case I drop concrete. I'm not going to worry too much about the riser itself, because if it falls down inside, it's fine. I just don't want to get it in my drain. So I'm going to mix up another batch of concrete, pour it in, level it off with the surface of the subfloor. All right, so the concrete box is filled. I got my riser cut off at the right height. I got my concrete in and let it dry. And then I'll get ready to start laying the thin set down and putting the shower pan in. So this shower is gonna have a rain head. This down here is not a tub spout. This is a spout for my hose, which attaches right there, and the hose comes out, and the hose will hang somewhere right up in here. Got to go play some frisbee with the dog. So now we take a break from our regularly scheduled programming, and we're going to go outside and throw the dog a frisbee, because that's what he likes. All right. Are you ready, Bub? Go get it. Look at that skill. And here he comes. He likes to play catch with himself sometimes. So back to the raft. Okay, so what did we learn today? Today we learned that when we put our foam style shower pan, Kerdi, Wedi, Hydro Block, Custom EPS, whatever type of styrofoam type shower pan you're using, And if you're using a Schluter Kerdi drain, you need to make sure that you're 2 inches from the top of the subfloor to the top of your riser pipe in the floor. If you don't have access to it, all this needs to be done before you start to set your shower pan. If you have access, real easy. You put your shower pan in, you put your drain in, you do everything from underneath. In this case, because we're going into concrete, we do not have that option. We need to make sure that everything is right before we set our shower pan. We got that in 2 inches, 2 inches. If you want to give yourself a little bit of leeway, which I would recommend, maybe give you 1/8 of an inch on the top, 1/8 of an inch on the bottom. That would be 1 3/4 inches. Cut your pipe 1 3/4 inches below the surface of your subfloor or your shower, the bottom of your shower pan, and that should give you plenty of room to play with. So if you like our videos, give us a subscribe. And if you really want to help our channel, subscribe to our channel. Otherwise, smash the like button. And we thank you for following along with our videos. Our life has gone to shed. See you in the next video.